Hey, what's up everybody? Joshua Casper back at you with Plugin Boutique. Today we're checking out the brand new Nuxx multi-effect sequencer by Audiaire. This is it on the screen, and if you actually checked out Zone, Audiere's latest synthesizer, you might recognize this sort of effect sequencer because it's built inside of Zone as well, and this is just kind of a standalone effects plugin that uses that technology. It is really sweet. So in this video, I'm going to show you what it can do. I'm going to play you some of these presets because they sound absolutely phenomenal, and then I'm going to walk you through how to set up your own and start customizing everything inside of here. So right now I've got Nuxx on this right here. So it's giving it that glitchiness. There's adding some reverb and stuff. And if I go ahead, that's it normally. So you can see it's giving it some glitchiness. It's giving it some ring modification, and it's just adding a little bit of extra character to it, and it sounds phenomenal. That's what I was using it for inside of this project. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and solo these drums and drop it on the drum channel here. So Nuxx drums. And before I jump into the GUI and how it works, let's just run through some of these presets on these drums. So these are the drums normally. All right, pretty straightforward D&B stuff. So let's go ahead through some of these presets. All right, so that's just a few of the presets. You actually get over 100 presets inside of here, a very intuitive and nicely laid out and sorted preset manager right here. And not only that, but you get 30 effects to play with, and that's why you get some really transformed sounds here when just flipping through the presets as it were. So what I want to do is go ahead and click right here and load the default and go ahead and exit out. And this is the starting position. And before we actually jump into everything, I just want to point out that it is a resizable GUI and I have it on 175% right now. That's why it's so big. So we've got 6 knobs here, and you'll actually notice that these 6 knobs each have their own sequencer lane over here in the right. And by the way, if you don't want to see that sequencer, boom, gone. So let's talk about assigning effects to these knobs. If I click options, you can come over here, and where it says off, I can come down here and choose from 30 different effects. So for example, stereo delay. And once I choose those effects, I have some controls to play with. One, I've got the mix knob. And if you click any one of these and move it, you'll see what it is. So this is delay time for the left, delay time for the right, and feedback. So now I want to map these somewhere. So if I click out of here, you'll see that it's still knob 1, knob 2, knob 3. So if I right click here, I can attach to macro 1. And you'll see it's color coded. If I jump back over here, knob 1 is now yellow. And now I can control the delay time there. Now, if I click and drag up, you'll notice that it's always shooting back down, and that's because it's using knob 1's sequencer over here. So instead of knob 1, I can click down here and rename it. Something like that to stay a little bit more focused. Now I can assign more parameters here. I can sign up to 10, I believe. And I can do that a number of different ways. I can right click and attach the effect here, the effect in whatever control it has. Each one of the controls has 1, 2, or 3 effects assigned to it, and that's it. You can't get in and really tweak micro parameters, so on and so forth. I can do it this way. I can detach anything if I want to get rid of this, effect one, control one, or I can detach all to kind of zero out the macro knob. So let's come back in here and assign a different one. So I've got stereo delay here, and let's choose chorus just for funsies. And again, if I click here, I can see. So I got voice control, frequency control, and depth control. So let's right click, attach to macro one. So now these are both attached, and we know it's to the same macro because of the color code. Again, very simple. And now I can come over here to the delay time sequencer and add a sequence. If I click right here, I'll actually get a zoomed in view, so I can make more precise changes here. And if I hover over the delay name here, I can do randomize. I can choose some of these, so shift forward if I want, or I can choose right here and have some preset layouts, so something like this maybe. And let's go ahead and listen to what it sounds like. All right, so that's pretty crazy. And obviously I'm just kind of doing things here for demonstration purposes. There are also, I can clear everything if I want. I can draw my own line. If you right click and hold, you'll actually make a line, a linear graph here. So if I want to get something more even, I could do it like that. There's also sequencer presets for everything. So if I actually come out here, click here to see the whole view, you can see that it has a few presets for all of the different knobs. So if I come in here and assign other knobs to other effects, there are some presets for the sequencer over here as well on top of that. Okay, so even crazier there. Another cool thing is you can change the sequence length independently. So maybe if I want this one just to always be 2 over here. We can also change the rate globally right here. We've got swing amount. There's a chance control right here. And we also have gain in, gain out. And right here means it's off. But if I turn that on and then go like this, it's only going to play when these are on. Go ahead and turn this down to maybe 8. All right, so that's very useful. You also have the dry wet amount over here for each one of the lanes. So if I want to turn that on and then just maybe turn down the dry wet for those varying degrees. All right, so you can get really quite creative here. Let's go ahead and choose a preset. Let's come in here to stutter and glitch, and choose something like this. So here we're actually getting sort of a transgate effect by just automating the gain out control here. You can also turn off any of the entire lanes by clicking up here at the top as well. Turn them back on. And we can also just randomize everything by clicking right here. So some quick tips for working with Nuxx. You definitely want to keep an eye on the mix knob down here. I think very rarely you're going to want it at 100% because then it's just going to take over everything. So somewhere around 50 or 40 to 70 maybe is a good range to start with. Obviously you can get in and tweak to your heart's content once you know what you're looking for. And another thing too is you got an overall dry wet mix here. So if you do have something crazy, or if you're looking to kind of make an effect fill, you can automate this inside of your DAW easily enough. This is automatable. So let me show you how you can use it inside of a real world track. I'm going to delete it here, and let's open up this version of Nuxx right here on this channel. Okay, so that's a different type of glitch sequence, but let's listen to it in the context of the track. Like, that just sounds super dope. And that, in the context of this drum and bass track, actually works really, really well. So anyway, that's a very quick introduction to Nuxx, and hopefully you have a good idea of what it's capable of. As I said, over 100 presets. You do get sequencer presets on top of that, and you have 30 incredible effects inside of the plugin itself to perform a wide range of manipulation on your sound. Anyway, I'm Joshua Casper here for Plugin Boutique. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next video.